Hi folks, and welcome back to Meaningful Money. Here in my office, I'm afraid, it just seems to be permanently raining at the moment, so sorry for the rather uninspiring backdrop. I wanted to sort of round off the first part of a sort of fairly long series, which I've just called Simple Money. Now that word simple, you'll remember, is an acronym. Episode 228 explains what all that is about. But I just wanted to sort of wrap up the first bit, which is S for setup. Setting up your finances in such a way to ensure future financial success. Okay, so I wanted to just round up what we've talked about, look at the different episodes and go from there. So before I do that, my friends down here in the bottom right, once again I must thank Seven Investment Management for continuing to sponsor me here and helping me to keep going. Now we've done quite a few videos, really from episodes 234 to 249, on setting up your finances to maximise your sort of chances of future success. And so we started first by talking about budgeting. You know, it might be the sort of word which strikes fear or boredom into many people's hearts, but it is the absolute bedrock of financial planning success. Get your budgeting right and you've cracked it. So if you look back to episodes 235 and 236, I sort of go through a budget spreadsheet, how I use it, and hopefully try to make it as easy as possible for you as you, week to week, month to month, look at how much you're spending. Then I talked about building a starter emergency fund, getting £1,000 put away, so it just sort of keeps the minor emergencies from derailing your success at the first hurdle. That's a mixed metaphor. We talked about why cash is king, why it's better than getting into debt to buy things. Using cash, how it speaks louder than debt in many cases, how you can get reductions in things by offering cash rather than signing up for credit and things like that. Just why it works better than debt. We talked then about how to budget your way to reducing your debt, something called the debt snowball, which I didn't come up with, but one of my sort of financial inspirations, a guy called Dave Ramsey, came up with a way of accelerating paying off your debt and doing that first. And then you eventually get to that wonderful day when you are debt-free, except for your mortgage, if you have one. Along the way, we sort of dispelled some myths about debt, including, the classic one, which is you'll always have a car payment. Just get used to it, factor it in, you'll always have a car payment. We talked about how it's possible to buy a £20,000 car after 5 years without getting into any debt at all. One of the most commented on episodes ever, that one. Then we talked about getting into the savings mindset. That was episode 246, and why it's really essential to think differently in order to win big in the future. And that is really, really important. You have to think different to all your peers, probably most of your family, and how they handle money. You can do it better than they can. And then finally, we talked about finishing off the emergency fund, episode 249, getting that to a useful amount, which will keep pretty much all of life's emergencies away from your door. Certainly most of them, okay? Because we're going to now move into the next step of the simple acronym, which is I for insurance, and insuring yourself against the very worst things that life can throw at you. So, this whole setup step might take you 5 years, but if you can do it, it will be absolutely worth it, because then nothing will derail you once you've got these basics in place. So check back those episodes. I hope they're useful to you. And we're going to move on now to I for insurance.